You know what breaks my heart? Every single year, I watch people, good, sincere Muslims, pour their hearts into Ramadan. They fast from dawn till sunset. They wake up for suhoor. They pray their taraweeh. And yet, when Eid comes, they look at me with tired eyes and say, I don't feel like I gained anything. I don't feel changed. Does this sound familiar to you? Maybe you felt it yourself. That emptiness, that disappointment. You worked so hard, you sacrificed so much, but somehow the spiritual breakthrough you were hoping for, it never came. I want you to listen to me very carefully right now, because what I'm about to share with you changed everything for me. Everything. And I believe with all my heart that if you apply what I'm going to tell you today, this Ramadan will be different, completely different. I'm going to reveal to you 4 mistakes, 4 critical mistakes that most Muslims make during Ramadan without even realizing it. These mistakes are stealing your blessings. They're blocking your connection with Allah. They're the reason why Ramadan feels like hard work instead of spiritual joy. But here's the beautiful part. Once you know what these mistakes are, they're incredibly easy to fix. I'm not going to ask you to do anything complicated. I'm not going to give you a long list of impossible tasks. What I'm going to share with you is simple, practical, and so powerful that you'll start feeling the difference within the first few days. I discovered these mistakes the hard way. For years, I'm not exaggerating, for years, I struggled through Ramadan feeling exhausted, disconnected, and frustrated with myself. I thought something was wrong with me. I thought maybe I just wasn't spiritual enough. Maybe my heart was too hard. Maybe Allah wasn't accepting my worship. But then I learned something that changed everything. And when I fixed these 4 mistakes, Ramadan transformed from a month of struggle into the most beautiful, spiritually fulfilling time of my entire year. Are you ready? Because I promise you, by the end of this message, you're going to understand exactly what's been holding you back and exactly how to fix it. Let me start with the first mistake. And this one is so common that almost everyone does it. The first mistake is this. We treat Ramadan like it's only about fasting from food and drink. Think about it. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when someone mentions Ramadan? Suhoor, right? Iftar. What you're going to cook. What time you need to wake up to eat. Whether you'll be able to make it through the day without water. I'm not saying these things aren't important. Of course they are. But here's what I realized, and I want you to really take this in. Allah didn't prescribe fasting just to make us hungry. That's not the point at all. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said something so profound, and we need to understand it deeply. He said, whoever does not give up false speech and acting upon it, Allah has no need for him to give up his food and drink. Do you hear what he's saying? He's telling us that if all we're doing is abstaining from food and drink, but we're still gossiping, still backbiting, still watching things we shouldn't watch, still getting angry and impatient with people, then we're completely missing the point of Ramadan. I learned this lesson in the most painful way. I remember one Ramadan, this was maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I was so focused on making elaborate iftars. I would spend hours in the kitchen. My counters were covered with different dishes. I was exhausted by the time iftar came around. And you know what? I was irritable. I was snapping at my children. I was too tired to pray properly. I barely opened the Quran. One evening, about 2 weeks into Ramadan, my daughter said something that hit me like a ton of bricks. She said, Mama, you're nicer when it's not Ramadan. Can you imagine how that felt? Here I was in the blessed month, and I was actually becoming a worse version of myself. Why? Because I had reduced Ramadan to food. I was fasting with my stomach, but not with my eyes, not with my tongue, not with my heart. So here's what I want you to do, and I'm telling you, this will transform your Ramadan completely. Make a list right now, today, of 3 things you need to fast from besides food. 3 behaviors, 3 habits, 3 things that you know in your heart are not pleasing to Allah. Maybe it's scrolling through social media mindlessly for hours. Maybe it's complaining about everything. Maybe it's watching shows or series that fill your heart with images that shouldn't be there. Maybe it's that habit of talking about people behind their backs. We convince ourselves it's not really gossip, but deep down, we know it is. Write down 3 things, just 3, and make a sincere intention that this Ramadan, you're going to fast from these things just as strictly as you fast from food and drink. I tried this, and wallahi, I'm telling you, it changed everything. The first year I did this, I chose 3 things. I stopped watching series completely during Ramadan. I stopped complaining out loud about my circumstances. And I stopped checking social media first thing in the morning. You know what happened? For the first time in years, I felt spacious inside. I felt lighter. I had so much more time I didn't even know I had, to spend with the Quran, to make dua, to actually connect with Allah. And the best part? Those 3 things I gave up, after Ramadan ended, I realized I didn't even miss them. They had been stealing my peace all along, and I didn't even know it. So please, I'm begging you, don't make the mistake of treating Ramadan like it's just about food. Fast with your whole being. Fast with your eyes by guarding what you look at. Fast with your tongue by speaking only good. Fast with your hands by using them only for righteous deeds. Fast with your heart by filling it with remembrance of Allah instead of anxiety and worldly concerns. This is the real fast. This is what will transform you. Now the second mistake, and this one hurts me every time I see it happening. The second mistake is we wait for our feelings to motivate us instead of taking action first. How many times have you done this? It's the middle of Ramadan. You had all these beautiful intentions at the beginning of the month. You were going to read the entire Quran. You were going to pray tahajjud every night. You were going to make so much dua. But then a few days pass and the motivation starts to fade. You're tired, you're busy, you don't feel spiritual anymore. So you tell yourself, I'll pray tahajjud when I feel more connected to Allah. I'll read Quran when I feel more focused. I'll make dua when my heart feels softer. And you wait, and you wait, and the days of Ramadan slip away. Listen to me carefully. This is a trap from Shaitan. It's one of his most effective tricks, and we fall for it every single year. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. Your feelings don't create your actions. Your actions create your feelings. You don't wait to feel motivated to pray. You pray, and then the motivation comes. You don't wait to feel connected to Allah to open the Quran. You open the Quran, and then the connection begins to build. I'll give you a perfect example from my own life. There was one Ramadan when I was going through a really difficult time. I was dealing with some family problems, I was stressed about finances, and honestly, my heart felt like a rock. I felt so distant from Allah. I would sit down to make dua, and I felt nothing, just emptiness. I remember thinking, what's wrong with me? It's Ramadan, the most blessed month, and I can't even cry in my dua. Maybe Allah is angry with me. Maybe I'm too sinful for Him to accept me. But then I remembered something a teacher once told me. She said, even when you don't feel anything, keep showing up. Keep knocking on the door. Allah loves the one who persists. So I made a decision. I decided that every single day, whether I felt like it or not, I would sit after Fajr prayer for just 15 minutes and make dua. I didn't care if my heart felt dry. I didn't care if tears didn't come. I just showed up. You know what happened? For the first week, nothing. I'm being honest with you. I felt the same. But I kept going. I kept showing up. Day 8, day 9, day 10. And then one morning, around the 12th day of Ramadan, something shifted. I was making my usual dua, the same words I'd been saying for days. And suddenly, my voice caught. Tears started flowing. My heart broke open. It was like Allah had been waiting for me to prove my sincerity, and then He flooded my heart with His mercy. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand something crucial. Allah sees your effort, even when you don't feel the result yet. He sees you waking up for suhoor, even when you're exhausted. He sees you opening the Quran, even when you're distracted. He sees you raising your hands in dua, even when your heart feels dry. Don't wait for the feeling. Take the action and trust that Allah will create the feeling in your heart when He knows the time is right. Here's exactly what I want you to do. Pick one act of worship, just one, that you're going to do every single day of Ramadan, no matter how you feel. Not because you feel motivated, but because it's Ramadan, and you want to honor this blessed month. Maybe it's reading 2 pages of Quran after Fajr. Maybe it's praying 2 rak'ahs of tahajjud in the last third of the night. Maybe it's giving a small amount in charity every single day. Just one thing. Make it non-negotiable. And I promise you, if you commit to this, if you show up consistently, even when you don't feel like it, Allah will change your heart. He will create in you a sweetness of worship that you've never experienced before. Don't let your feelings dictate your actions. Let your actions transform your feelings. The third mistake is one that I see breaking people's hearts year after year, and it breaks mine too. The third mistake is we focus entirely on our own worship and forget the immense reward of helping others worship. Let me ask you something. When you think about maximizing your rewards in Ramadan, what comes to mind? Reading more Quran, right? Praying more, making more dua. These are all beautiful, and yes, you should do them. But here's something most people don't realize. When you help someone else worship Allah, you get the reward for their worship too, without their reward being decreased at all. Think about that for a moment. Imagine if you could multiply your rewards, not by doing more yourself, but by enabling others to do good. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever guides someone to do good will have a reward similar to the one who does it." This changed my entire approach to Ramadan, and I wanted to change yours too. Let me tell you about something that happened 3 years ago. I have a neighbor. She's a single mother with 4 young children. Every Ramadan, I would see her struggling. She could barely manage to pray Taraweeh at home because the kids needed her constantly. She told me once, with tears in her eyes, "I feel like Ramadan is passing me by. I can't do anything. I'm just trying to survive." That conversation stayed with me, and I thought, what if I could help her worship? What if instead of just focusing on my own ibadah, I helped her gain the blessings of Ramadan too? So that year, I made a plan. 3 nights a week during Ramadan, I invited her children to come to my house for iftar and the evening. My own kids played with them, and I had them occupied with Quran activities and Islamic games. This gave my neighbor 3 evenings a week where she could pray Taraweeh peacefully at the mosque, or simply have quiet time to read Quran and make dua. You know what she told me at the end of the Ramadan? She said, "This was the first time in 7 years that I actually felt Ramadan. I felt close to Allah again. You gave me that gift." But here's what I realized. Allah gave me the bigger gift. Because every moment she spent in prayer those nights, every page of Quran she read, every dua she made, I was getting a share of that reward too. And I was getting it while also earning my own rewards for my own worship. This is the generosity of Allah. This is how He multiplies blessings for those who help others. So I'm asking you right now, who in your life needs help to worship Allah better this Ramadan? Maybe it's your elderly mother who can't cook iftar for herself anymore. What if you prepared food for her and delivered it so she could spend her time in dhikr instead of standing over the stove? Maybe it's your friend who wants to learn to read Quran properly but doesn't know where to start. What if you sat with her once a week, even over a video call, and helped her practice? Maybe it's your children. Instead of just telling them to fast and pray, what if you made their worship exciting? What if you created beautiful Ramadan traditions that made them actually love this month? Maybe it's someone at your workplace who's struggling with faith. What if you shared a beautiful Islamic reminder with them? Something that might reignite their connection with Allah. I'm telling you, when you shift your focus from just me and my worship to how can I help others worship too, something miraculous happens. Your own worship becomes more meaningful. Your heart expands. You feel the true spirit of community that Ramadan is meant to create. And the rewards? Oh, the rewards are beyond what you can imagine. Don't isolate yourself this Ramadan. Don't make it only about your personal ibadah. Look around you. See who needs help. See who needs encouragement. See who needs to be reminded of Allah's mercy. Be the reason someone else finds Allah this Ramadan. Because when you are, Allah will elevate you in ways you never expected. Now the fourth mistake. This one is subtle, but it's costing people so much barakah, so many blessings, and they don't even realize it. The fourth mistake is we aim for perfection instead of consistency. Let me explain what I mean, because this is so important. Every Ramadan, I see people start with these massive goals. I'm going to read the entire Quran 3 times. I'm going to pray tahajjud every single night. I'm going to memorize 5 new surahs. I'm going to give so much in charity. These intentions are beautiful. They really are. But here's what usually happens. They maintain this intense schedule for maybe 3 days, maybe a week, and then they miss one day. Maybe they were sick, or they had a family emergency, or they were just too exhausted. And what happens next? They feel like failures. They think, I already broke my routine. I already messed up. What's the point? And then they give up completely. I've done this myself so many times. I would set these incredibly ambitious goals, and the moment I couldn't maintain them perfectly, I would just stop trying altogether. But then I learned something that completely changed my approach. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The most beloved deeds to Allah are those that are done consistently, even if they are small." Did you catch that? Even if they are small. Allah doesn't want you to burn yourself out with unsustainable goals. He wants consistency. He wants you to do something small that you can maintain, not just during Ramadan, but even after Ramadan ends. Let me tell you what I do now and why it's been so much more effective. Instead of saying, I'm going to read 5 pages of Quran every day, I say, I'm going to read at least 1 page every day, no matter what. And if I have more time and energy, I'll read more. That at least 1 page is my non-negotiable. It's so small that there's no excuse to skip it. Even on my busiest, most exhausted days, I can always find 5 minutes to read 1 page. And you know what happens? Most days, I read much more than 1 page. Because once I open the Quran and begin reading, Momentum builds. But even on the days when I truly can only manage one page, I don't feel like a failure. I feel accomplished because I kept my commitment. This consistency builds something powerful inside you. It builds discipline. It builds a relationship with worship where you show up reliably, and Allah sees that reliability. I want you to think about this practically. What could you commit to every single day of Ramadan that's so small, so achievable, that there's no excuse to skip it? Maybe it's making dua for just 2 minutes after each prayer. Maybe it's giving $1 in charity every day. Maybe it's learning the meaning of one new verse from the Quran. Maybe it's sending one message to someone you love, reminding them that you're praying for them. Whatever it is, make it small enough that you can do it on your worst day, on your most exhausted day, on your most busy day. Because here's the beautiful secret. These small, consistent actions accumulate. By the end of Ramadan, you'll have done that small action 30 times. 30 times. That's 30 du'as, $30 in charity, 30 verses learned, 30 people encouraged. And more importantly, you'll have built a habit that can continue after Ramadan ends. You'll have proven to yourself that you can be consistent. You'll have proven to Allah that you're serious about maintaining a connection with Him. Don't let perfectionism steal your consistency. Don't let the thought of, if I can't do it perfectly, why bother, rob you of the blessings of small, steady efforts. Allah doesn't need you to be perfect. He wants you to be persistent. He wants to see you trying, showing up, knocking on His door day after day, even in small ways. I remember a sister once told me, I can't pray tahajjud every night, so I don't pray it at all, because I feel like it's not enough. I told her, what if you prayed it just on Fridays, just once a week? That's still 4 times this Ramadan. 4 times when you stood before Allah in the depths of night. 4 times when you earned that special closeness with Him. Isn't 4 times better than 0 times? She started crying. She said, I never thought of it that way. I always thought it had to be all or nothing. But Allah doesn't work in all or nothing. Allah works in mercy. He accepts what you can give, and He multiplies it beyond measure. So please, I'm asking you from my heart, let go of perfectionism this Ramadan. Choose consistency instead. Choose small actions that you can maintain. Choose showing up, even when you can't give your best, because showing up is your best on those difficult days. And watch how Allah transforms these small seeds into a garden of blessings in your life. Now, I want to bring all of this together for you, because I know you might be thinking, this sounds wonderful, but how do I actually implement all of this? Where do I start? Let me give you a simple, practical plan that you can begin today, right now. First, sit down with a piece of paper. At the top, write, My Ramadan Transformation Plan. Under that, create 4 sections, one for each mistake we talked about. Section 1, what I'm fasting from. Write down 3 specific things you're going to abstain from besides food. Be honest with yourself. What's taking up your time? What's polluting your heart? What's stealing your peace? Write those 3 things, and next to each one, write why you're choosing to give it up. This why will keep you motivated when it gets difficult. Section 2, my non-negotiable action. Write down the one act of worship you're committing to do every single day, regardless of how you feel. Make it specific. Not, I'll pray more, but I will pray 2 rakahs after Fajr every single day. Not, I'll read Quran, but I will read at least 1 page after Maghrib every single day. Specific, measurable, achievable. Section 3. Who I'm going to help. Write down at least one person you're going to help worship better this Ramadan. Write their name. Write specifically how you're going to help them. And then, this is important, reach out to them today. Don't wait. Send them a message, make a phone call, have a conversation. Start implementing this immediately. Section 4. My consistency commitment. Write down your small, achievable goal that you can maintain every single day. Remember, make it so small that there's no excuse to skip it. And then, write down what time of day you'll do it. Will it be right after Fajr, between Maghrib and Isha, right before bed? Lock in the time, because habits stick when they're tied to specific times. Once you've written all of this down, I want you to do something powerful. I want you to make dua. Right now, right after you finish writing this plan, raise your hands and ask Allah to help you implement it. Ask Him to give you strength when you feel weak. Ask Him to keep you consistent when you feel like giving up. Ask Him to accept this effort from you, even though it's small and imperfect. And then, just start. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Just begin. I want to tell you something from my heart, something I need you to really hear. Ramadan is not about being perfect. It's not about doing more than everyone else. It's not about appearing spiritual or impressing people. Ramadan is about transformation. It's about becoming a better version of yourself. It's about fixing the cracks in your relationship with Allah. It's about healing the wounds in your heart. It's about rediscovering who you truly are, beneath all the stress and noise and worldly distractions. And that transformation doesn't happen because you did everything perfectly. It happens because you tried, because you showed up, because you recognized your mistakes and you decided to fix them. These 4 mistakes we talked about today, treating Ramadan as only a physical fast, waiting for feelings instead of taking action, focusing only on your own worship, and demanding perfection instead of valuing consistency. These mistakes have been blocking millions of Muslims from experiencing the true beauty of this blessed month. But now you know. Now you understand. And understanding is the first step toward change. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine yourself on the last day of this Ramadan. It's the evening of Eid. The month is over. You're sitting quietly, reflecting on the past 30 days. How do you want to feel in that moment? Do you want to feel regret? Do you want to feel like you wasted another Ramadan? Do you want to feel disappointed in yourself? Or do you want to feel proud? Do you want to feel transformed? Do you want to feel closer to Allah than you've ever felt before? Do you want to feel like you finally experienced what Ramadan was meant to be? That feeling, that beautiful outcome, is available to you. It's within your reach. But you have to make the decision right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Decide that this Ramadan will be different. Decide that you're going to avoid these 4 mistakes. Decide that you're going to implement the solutions we talked about. Decide that you're going to be consistent, even when it's hard. Decide that you're going to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Because I promise you, and I've seen this in my own life and in the lives of countless others, when you make that decision and you follow through with sincere effort, Allah will meet you more than halfway. He will pour blessings into your life that you never imagined. He will open doors you didn't even know existed. He will heal parts of your heart you thought were broken beyond repair. Allah is waiting for you. He's waiting to shower you with His mercy. He's waiting to answer your du'as. He's waiting to forgive everything you've ever done wrong. He's waiting to elevate you to levels of closeness with Him that will make you cry with gratitude. But you have to take the first step. You have to reach out your hand. You have to fix these mistakes and start walking toward Him. Before I finish, I want to make dua for you. I want to ask Allah to bless you with the most transformative Ramadan of your entire life. Oh Allah, I ask you to bless everyone who has read or heard these words. Grant them sincerity in their intentions. Grant them strength in their actions. Grant them consistency in their worship. Grant them the wisdom to avoid these mistakes and the courage to implement these solutions. O Allah, soften their hearts toward you. Make their fasts easy. Make their prayers sweet. Make their dua powerful. Open the doors of your mercy for them in ways they cannot imagine. O Allah, if they have been feeling distant from you, bring them close. If they have been feeling hopeless, fill them with hope. If they have been struggling, grant them ease. If they have been wounded, heal them. Accept from them every effort they make this Ramadan, no matter how small. Multiply the rewards. Protect them from laziness and procrastination. Protect them from the whispers of shaitan that tell them they're not good enough. O Allah, make this Ramadan the beginning of a complete transformation in their lives. Let them emerge from this month as better parents, better children, better spouses, better friends, better servants of yours. And O Allah, grant us all the strength to continue these good deeds even after Ramadan ends. Don't let us be among those who only worship you in this blessed month and then abandon you for the rest of the year. Accept from us. Forgive us. Have mercy on us. Guide us to what pleases you. Ameen. My dear brother, my dear sister, I love you for the sake of Allah. I'm praying for you. I'm praying that you take what you've learned today and you apply it. I'm praying that this Ramadan marks a turning point in your life. Don't let these words just be information that you forget tomorrow. Let them be transformation that changes you forever. Start today. Start right now. Fix these 4 mistakes. Implement these solutions. And watch how Allah transforms not just your Ramadan, but your entire life. You can do this. I believe in you. More importantly, Allah believes in you. He wouldn't have guided you to this message if He didn't have something beautiful planned for you. May Allah bless you, protect you, and grant you a Ramadan filled with His mercy, His forgiveness, and His endless love. I'll see you in Jannah, insha'Allah, where we'll thank Allah together for guiding us to Him. Until then, keep striving, keep trying, keep showing up, and remember, you are loved, you are valued, you are enough, and Allah is so pleased with your effort to come closer to Him. May your Ramadan be blessed, and may your life after Ramadan be even more beautiful. With all my love and du'as, your sister in faith.